Okay, so in the professional world, the way we think about AI is undergoing this massive shift. It's no longer about just trusting what it says. Now it's all about verification. And we're going to get into why that change is so incredibly important. And really, this is the big question you have to ask yourself, right? I mean, when you're talking about compliance, about being precise, when your company's entire reputation is on the line, can you really afford to rely on a guess? Even a really smart-sounding guess? It's just a huge risk. The stakes are way too high for that kind of uncertainty these days. So you gotta wonder, how did we even end up here? It's kind of weird, right? We've got more information at our fingertips than at any point in history, but we're actually less certain about what's true. Let's dig into this whole AI trust problem. And here's the absolute heart of the issue. AI is just shockingly good at creating convincing stuff. Text, images, data, you name it. But because it can pump out content so easily, it's basically flooded everything. And that makes it almost impossible to tell the difference between what's real and what's just a really well-made fake. This quote just nails it. It puts the whole thing in a business context. Think about it. If you're in finance or law or medicine, hoping for the best is not a business strategy. You need proof. You need a paper trail you can follow. And the old way of just crossing your fingers and trusting what an AI spits out, that doesn't even come close to cutting it. Okay, so before we can even talk about the solution, we really have to get our heads around the basic problem with how most of these big AI models actually work. The source material has this great term for them. It calls them hypothesis machines. And honestly, that's a perfect description. And this is the part you absolutely have to understand. These AIs, they aren't looking things up in a factual database like Google, not at all. They are basically expert guessers. They're predicting the most probable next word based on all the text they've ever seen. It's a prediction engine, not a knowledge engine. Big difference. And that whole predicting thing leads to two complete disasters for any kind of serious professional work. Number one, hallucinations. That's when the AI just invents stuff, facts, quotes, sources, because it sounds right. And number two, the black box problem. You get an answer, but you have zero clue where it came from. There's no source, you just have to take it on faith. So this lays it out perfectly, right? You've got two roads you can go down. On one side, you have the old way, the guessing machine that makes things up, hides its sources, and basically asks you to just trust it blindly. But on the other side, you have the new way, a real knowledge system, one that's built on facts you can certify, sources you can trace, and verification at every step. All right, enough about the problem. Let's talk about the solution, because there's a whole new way of thinking about this that completely flips the script. It moves us away from trust and puts all the focus on verification. And here's the big foundational change. Instead of just unleashing the AI on the murky ocean of the internet, with all its mistakes and weird biases, you give it a closed, clean, trusted set of documents to work with. I love this analogy. It's like giving a researcher access to a world-class university library instead of just telling them to Google it. And here's how it actually plays out. It's a super simple, totally transparent process. Step one, the AI searches only inside your private knowledge base, your own certified manuals, regulations, that kind of stuff. Step two, it finds the exact relevant piece of information. And step three, and this is the absolute game changer, it gives you an answer and a direct link right back to the source document. So no more guessing, ever. You see what's happening here? This one simple change completely transforms the whole experience. You're not being asked to just believe an answer anymore. You're being shown the proof. It's a total shift from an act of faith to a simple process of verification. Okay, now think about this for a second. Trust. Trust is static. It's frozen in time. A trust-based system is only as good as the day it was trained. After that, you're just hoping it keeps up as the world changes. But verification is dynamic. It's a living, breathing process. When your company's knowledge changes, you get new procedures, updated regulations. All you do is update the source documents, and boom, the system adapts right away. It guarantees every single answer is based on the absolute latest verifiable info. All right, what we're about to talk about now might just be the single most important idea in this entire discussion. It's a feature that, at first glance, seems like a bug, like a weakness. But for anyone in a world of compliance and regulation, it's actually a revolutionary strength. See, a regular AI, if it doesn't have an answer, it will do its best to make one up, just to be helpful. And that's exactly where those dangerous hallucinations come from. But a verification-based system, it knows its own boundaries. If the answer isn't in one of the certified documents, it does something amazing. It just says, I don't know. It flat out refuses to guess. And that is what makes it so powerful. Think about it. It's a guarantee. It means every single answer you get is coming from inside a secure perimeter of verified, company-approved information. It completely eliminates the risk of getting bad info from the outside. It's the ultimate safety net. So let's just zoom out for a minute and look at the big picture here. What does all this mean for the future? Choosing this model isn't just a tech decision, about what software to buy. It's a massive strategic choice about how we're going to build AI responsibly. The real goal of AI was never to build some kind of magical, all-knowing oracle. The real promise is to build incredible tools that help us, the human experts, do our jobs better. Tools that give us precise, reliable, and, most importantly, verifiable information so that we can be the ones to make the best decisions. So what's the bottom line here? What should you walk away with? Choosing verification over trust? Well, it's more than just a technical choice. It's a strategic choice about how you manage risk. And honestly, in a world that's getting flooded with AI-generated junk, it's also an ethical choice. It's about committing to systems that are built on a foundation of provable truth. So I'm going to leave you with this one last question to think about for your own situation. When you ask your AI for help, is that the beginning of a new doubt, or is it the end of a certified search? Because the difference between those two things, well, that's everything.